Over the last few years, the Middle East region has been rocked by instability and violence. With a civil war in Syria and villages and towns under threat from Islamic State extremists, many families have fled their homes in fear and are now settled at Arbat camp, a short distance southeast of Suleimania in northern Iraq. As you can see, this is a large camp that was originally a temporary place. You can see how overcrowded it is, and there are too many people and not enough food, water and shelter. This is a sort of tent here. This cramped space is supposed to house 8 people and all the family belongings. You can see that the camp just goes on for miles and miles and miles. And there's displacement everywhere of children, women, men. And as soon as we've turned up the cameras, they all want to come out and tell us a story on how the West should be helping them with medical supplies, with food and equipment. Well, some of them have been in this camp, this refugee camp, for over a year now. The conditions are pretty poor, and to be living here for a year, it's pretty dire. They sit and wait, hoping to hear any news on the return of their families or any news on when they can return home. At night, when this woman's family home was raided by ISIS, her father was dragged out of his bed by 4 armed men, and she hasn't seen him since last September. When asked, she presumes that he's probably been executed and she'll never see her father again.
Sam? That's some good news.
There's no doubt that large charities working at this camp. However, when we arrived, there was no one around to speak to. Despite all the suffering these young children may have seen in their short lives, there's no shortage of smiles. You won't find any fancy toys here or any electronics such as iPads. The children here play with what they can find, simple things like crates, bits of wood and wheels. What strikes me is the amount of children that are here at this camp. It's opposed to here, or Shinga, and what it is a woman there at a slave market where ISIS are selling off the Yazidi ladies. And you can actually see the price tag on that lady in the burqa that's there. And families here in this village have lost family that are out there currently being taken by ISIS and under the control of ISIS in their region. It's explained to me that a member of ISIS looks at the women and then decides how much they're worth before they cover them up to sell them at market. Do all these men here, young men, want to go fight ISIS?
Yeah, all of them they want, but the problem is the KGB, the KRG, they don't let them go to fight. They say we need weapons like an AK, like a pistol, something like that going to fight, but they don't let us go to fight.
There's no doubt these young men want to go and fight ISIS to retake their villages and their homes, but the Peshmerga won't arm them. Just there, about to go meet a family that have lost 16 members of ISIS that have been killed or have been captured, have been used as sex slaves, and also men have gone off to actually fight, been forced to convert and fight with them. This is Kalal. He's here with his wife and his 2 children. 16 members of his family weren't so lucky. He's managed to raise $10,000 and secured the release through ISIS of his sister-in-law.
And on ISIS' hand, his mom, his dad, his sisters, his brothers, wife, brothers, children, on ISIS' hand, and no one know what's happening with them. That's why.
Listening to these people's stories is hard and it's emotional. These are the real victims of war. No one knows what the future holds for these people, but what does give you hope is seeing these children smiling and playing. No one here knows when they will be able to return home and what has happened to their family members that weren't able to escape. These temporary camps will soon turn into permanent camps as more and more people arrive. So next time you aren't happy with your life or you're having a bad day, spare a thought for these men, women and children that have nothing other than the hope and the dreams that one day they could soon return home.